Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Envy is a very bad feeling, and envy destroys the envious person's life. And that envious person, the person with envy, will try to destroy other people's lives because he's envious of those people's achievements. Not on his impotence, on those people's achievements. Because a person who is envious actually is upset with himself or herself for being incapable of succeeding in various areas and sees the people who are succeeding as being somehow wicked. Without evidence, wicked. This is Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is a communist, sometimes in disguise, sometimes straight. The problem is, nothing wrong to be a communist. You can be whatever, a clown. If you want to be a clown, you can be a clown. The problem is he has power. He demands, or he thinks that he is in charge somehow of deciding the universe's profits. That is, he decides, for instance, that's what the communists kind of did when I was living under that kind of system, on how much you can have. So Bernie Sanders thinks that maybe you should not be able to have 2 television sets in your house. Maybe you should have half of one. If you know what I mean, you understand. You should not have more than 2 cars per family because he feels like you don't need it. He thinks you don't need it. You can't say, wait a minute, you. So, Mr. Bernie Sanders is somehow the universe's moralist, and he is the decision maker of how much you should have, how much you should be allowed by people like him to have. So he dictates your life because he is in charge. Now, let me show you this article, and I think this is a weasel way of putting things into perspective. Look at this weasel right here. So this article comes from Al Mayadeen and is from today, the 2nd of May 2023. Bernie Sanders says income over $1 billion should be taxed 100%. So what does something being taxed 100%? So if I earn $5, that will be taxed $5. That means I take your $5. But no, he calls it taxed. So your income should be taxed 100%. That means he's going to actually do a Robin Hood on you without you stealing anything. You didn't steal anything. You didn't commit any crimes. The only thing is Mr. Sanders decides that you have too much. He doesn't have too much. You have too much. Mr. Sanders, I think he's a millionaire. He's worth more than $1 million. I don't think I'm worth $1 million. Okay? So if you're worth, I think, about $7 million or something like this, well, how about we tax people over $1 million and we take everything, 100%, everything you got, everything you're worth, not your income, everything you're worth, well, I'm going to tax it, everything that's above $1 million, I will tax it 100%. That means I will take over. How about that? That would also hurt you. Because if you see these weasels like Bernie Sanders and, what's her name, Elizabeth Warren, another weasel, they all like to tax the rich, the super rich, not the rich, the super rich. Everything is above 10 million. Why? Because they are about 9 million, 7 million, you know what I mean? So it's like I have, let's say, 5 Lamborghinis. I will not do anything against everybody owning 5 Lamborghinis. I will do something about people who own 6 and up. Now, what does that tell you? And on top of this, I come in front of everybody who don't own anything, or a little Honda Civic, and say, hey guys, I work for you. I tax the people with 6 and up Lamborghinis. Yes, mofo, but you got 5. So to me, you're a super rich. No, I'm fighting for you. Don't touch my shit. We together are gonna rob those guys. I always dislike this ressentiment which comes to the communist. Hey, you should have almost the same thing. No, because we don't value the same. We don't have the same value. I don't have the same value as you have. You are better at some certain things. I'm better at other things. I can figure things out in life in a certain way. You figure things out in a different way. Like, for instance, look at the so-called artists nowadays. Everybody who's that's an artist, okay? Now, you have this kind of artists of no value, no musical value. No musical value. They're not geniuses. They're like, I don't want to say you and I because I will insult you and insult me, okay? They have, let's say, a 2 out of 10, and they made it. Do you think that they're over there? There's no other people who are 10 out of 10, but they didn't make it? And how is that? How is that possible? So when you see Colbert, or you see a Bill Maher, or you see of these guys who are, you know, over there with all their shows, do you think they're good? I don't think they're good. I think they're 2. And Bill Maher is a weasel, just so you know. I don't care what you say. He's a weasel. He changes quotes now. He now looks around and now he says things that other people said it for years and he kept his mouth shut. Now he thinks, oh, now it's advantageous to show a little bit I'm on this side because it seems like the pendulum comes on the other side. I'm going to switch. Oh, Bill Maher said this. Oh my God, Bill Maher. He's not a hero. He's a hero that he's saying it now, but in itself, he didn't say it 2 months ago, 6 months ago, and there were other heroes who did it and paid the price for saying it. Okay? But anyway, just so you know. So we have people who have qualities, but they didn't make it in exactly that skill that they are good at. Actors. You have a Ben Stiller. All right, or you have an actor. Oh my God, he's a good actor. Do you know how many others did not make it because Stiller made it? Because his connections? Let's put it this way. Oh, he's a good actor. Yes, he's a good actor. But I'm pretty sure there are some better ones that didn't make it. So the same, it's how sometimes you solve things in life that gets you winning. Did you cut the line? Did you make anything illegal? Did you do an illegality? If not, standard comes and tells you, well, your ability should be punished 100% because I say so. $1 billion. After that, why do you need $1 billion? It's not your business. Why do I need $1 billion? Okay? The way, why do you need 2 eyes? Why do you need 2 eyes? How about we take 1? You got 1 too many anyway. So let's take them both. Why? Because I say so. I don't like your eyes. Your eyes are like this or like that. I mean, really? We're going to get to this. Who are you? And he's a senator, right? One of the 100. He did his honeymoon in the Soviet Union in the communist time. Jesus Christ. I'm not against him being communist, but look where it leads you. In an interview with journalist Chris Wallace, Chris, you can make shit up. Chris Wallace, the Vermont senator, warned against unrestrained capitalism. Yeah, that's why I have a good economy. Remember, when you get to this point, so let me read this better. Bernie Sanders, the left-leaning senator, left-leaning, what are you talking? He's a communist, straight communist, from Vermont, declared late last week that the U.S. government should seize, oh, thank you very much, 100% of any income earned by Americans exceeding $999 million. That's what he said. Great. Yeah, Sanders replied, and I'm quoting, "You may disagree with me." Yes, I disagree with you, but fine. I think people can make it on $990 million. I think that they can survive just fine. Who says that you are the one should determine that? Who? And then many of their workers are on Medicare. This is again, he's fighting for you, a millionaire. You say, well, we need it. My point is this. Again, in this after-mentioned book, he makes a number of observations, including the fact that 10% of the U.S. citizens hold 90% of the country's wealth. Okay, and out of those 10%, how put on taxes? From 10% of the U.S. citizens, the super rich, pay for how many taxes? 60% of the taxes? Is that how it is, or more? I think 1% pays for 60%. So you know what I mean? Don't give me that, oh yeah, they own this much. Yeah, but how much they're taxed? And by the way, did they steal from you? Did they steal it? Did they follow the rules? What's your problem? Well, I mean, you know, all these things were going to lead to this, to that. Let me give you this. I'm assuming that all of you, or all of us, worked had regular jobs, let's put it this way, or have regular jobs. So you know that in a company, maybe you saw that sometimes you receive perks. Like your salary already, bumps 2% this year, 3%, which is garbage anyway. You receive certain, the medical, you receive this. Oh, you got more vacation. Things are getting better. Free coffee for the office, from the owner, from the the guys in charge of the company. And all of a sudden you start to see that these things are waning. Well, we can't give you an pay increase this year. No more free coffee. You have to pay $1 for a cup if you want. Well, we're gonna get your dental out of your medical insurance and so on. Why do you think that happens? It's not, or definitely not, because the business is doing great. And when that happens, you're gonna see that the relationship between the guys in charge and the rest of them become strained. Why? Because things are not going well. All right? So they have to one another. When things are going okay, you see all this, unless the owner or the guys in charge are assholes. When they're assholes, they will do this from the very beginning, just keep you over there to survive, and they buy yachts and whatever. It's their money, their profit, this is the system. You don't like it, build your own, get out. You sign the contract, you agree with the terms? Yes. If you don't agree with the terms, don't sign the contract. That's what it is here. Oh, Emil, you're so... What do you want me to say? Make those guys give you more money because why? It's unfair, unequitable, based on what? Because he has and you don't? Reverse the thing. Oh, if I would reverse the thing, if I would have the money, I would give everybody. Well, you don't. That's why you talk like that. But anyway, this is with Sanders. He's coming with this kind of things because things are not going well. If this country will have honey and milk flowing everywhere around us, believe me, he would not be thinking about doing that. But because the situation is going bad, because of the decision made by the government, people like him in charge. He's not in the government, if you want to put it that way. He's not in charge but making laws. But those laws can affect us a lot. Well, the government, you take the executive, and they have all these heads of departments. They are actually in charge of running the economy. So this that we have garbage is because of them. So he should go to his boss, the Biden, and tell him what's going on. So now we have to be like Robin Hood because you don't produce shit. That's what happens. When you increase the taxes, you raise the taxes, it's because your economy sucks. Obviously, if it doesn't go in par, or at least stays lower than the, how much money you make. They increase your wealth. So yes, you get to these points when he wants to tax. What is this? No, tax him for his glasses, for instance. I don't like his glasses. Let's tax him. Why should he need glasses? He should live without glasses. How about that? Same. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.